Okay, good evening, family. Peace and blessings. I'm sorry I'm coming to you all kind of late this evening. I usually do this in the morning, but I've been having a very busy day, and so I'm definitely coming to you this evening to basically give you some more information on black girls and women that are missing inside of these here United States. It is absolutely important for us to keep this in the forefront. I know there's going to be a lot of people talking about things that can be true, and some of them are conspiracies. And just because you think you came up with a good one, like, uh, you know, uh, uh, people being taken for their body parts, or, human trafficking, or whatever it is that we come up with, this does not mean that you still do not be visual in terms of making sure our girls and women are safe. Harvesting. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to get harvesting or whatever we come up with. I'm going to share with you some black girls and women that are missing, and I'm asking you to be vigilant and to share their post. Here's the first person. This young lady, basically, this was something that was tagged to me. Oh, thank you, sis. They found this little sister already. Thank you so much. Because I couldn't find an update on her. So I'm going to go to the next person. Thank you so much, Nunu. How are you with your beautiful self? The next young lady. And thank y'all for updates. When I pick people up and the person's been found, I'm so grateful. This young sister is missing from Northeast DC. She's 16 years old. Her name is Danasia Cook. She was last seen November 30th. She is 5'10", 220 pounds. And if you've seen her, and I'm going to spell her name here in the comments, Danasia Cooks, missing from DC. If you hear of her, any information you may have, 202 is the number, 727-9099, or you could text, and I'm loving stuff like this, 5041. Okay? It's important, y'all, that we find our own. And any updates, I would totally appreciate it. So that's the information for that sister. Okay, again, there she is, Danisha Cook, missing from DC area. And if you see her, please, family, her family is desperately needing her and missing her. And so we need to bring her home. The next sister that is missing, these kind of got out of order for me, so I have to slow down, take my time. Here's the next sister that is missing. Her name, she is from Chicago. She's 22 years old, and her name is Jare Shepherd. Jare Shepherd. She is missing from Chicago, Illinois, and she is 22 years old. If you see her, family, please, 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 contact 911. For this dear sister with a beautiful soul. She's 22 years old. Somebody has seen her. People do not disappear into thin air. It's not possible, y'all. It's not possible. The next young sister, she is so beautiful. This young sister here is this like Deja Braxton. Sorry, she's 14 years old. She is missing from Brooklyn, New York. She is 5'6", 100 pounds. And if anybody's seen this sister, I'm gonna get her in this thing from Brooklyn. Hold on. If y'all seen her from Brooklyn, please, please, please. This look like Deja, and then here it is, Braxton. Brannock, sorry. She is, if you heard of her, call 1-800, any information you have on her, 577-8477. Somebody has seen this sister, absolutely beautiful. She is 14 years old, and somebody has seen this dear sister. So, y'all, I'm showing you pictures, but I'm also typing at the same time. So please excuse me on that. The next young sister, beautiful. Her name is Nicola Clark. She's 15 years old. She's missing from Chicago. And family, again, she's 15 years old, 5'6", and I love the way she got her baby hair coming out. I just love to see those little isms that is us, And so we need to find these young people. It is our job, family. It is our job. I'm again putting the number up here where if you see this little sister, please, please, you could call these numbers. And, you know, we got to find our own, y'all. She's been missing since the 27th. This young sister's been missing. So if you've seen her, please, please, please. Their profiles are on my page. Their profiles are on my page. And then the next little beautiful sister doing what young people do. Here she is. And she's also, can be reached at the same number in Chicago, 14-year-old Messiah Hall. Messiah Hall, 5'6", 110 pounds. She is missing, family. Somebody has seen her with a beautiful self. Her nails is done, and she's taking a picture with her iPhone. Somebody's seen this beautiful sister, and if you have, please, please, please share all these young ladies. I'll do a quick recap because I was also typing at the same time. So I started off with this young sister. Let me go back to the top here. Who's missing from Northeast DC? She's 16 years old. Deasia Cook. She's missing since November 30th. 5'10", 220 pounds. She's missing, family. Somebody has seen her. People do not disappear into thin air. It is not possible. The next sister that is missing, Jerea Shepherd. She is 22 years old. She is missing from Chicago. Again, this sister's 22 years old. She is missing from Chicago. Somebody has seen her. And then we have this beautiful little sister from Brooklyn, New York, Deja Brennox, 14 years old, 5'6", 100 pounds. Somebody has seen her missing from Brooklyn, place one of the planets I love to go to, one of the places I love to go to. Then the next young sister that is missing here, right here, the sister with the beautiful baby hair. Her name is Nicola Clark, 15 years old, from Chicago, 5'6", 120 pounds. Somebody has seen this beautiful little sister. And one thing about these little sisters, y'all, they look like all of our kids. They look like all of our babies. Somebody has seen them. And lastly, the young sister that is missing. The last little sister that is missing. Her name, she's 14 years old. Her name is Messiah Hall. Messiah Hall. That is missing. She's 5'6", 110 pounds. Okay, family, let me just say this, because I think we got to really understand what is going on here in this world as it pertains to us. We have all of these young, black, beautiful girls and women that are missing. It is our job, family. I know people say, hey, they're doing organ harvesting or sex trafficking, and all of that is probably true. But I also know I've been reading a lot of cases where people who look like us, male and female, have been a part of some of the stuff that's happening. I just read a report, and I'm going to share this with y'all, because even though I share with you all of their profiles, and I pray that you would share their profiles. If you don't want to share this video, fine. Share their profiles. They're on my page. Share them. Every morning when you wake up and you do your prayer, meditation, have your coffee, share them. We have to, it is our job as human beings on this side of the living, if you will, to keep the living alive by sharing. And if there is an attack on the women in your culture, that means they're aiming to annihilate you. To me, that's the only fact that really matters here. I'm not looking for any excuses, because if somebody is harvesting organs from black girls and women, if someone is running sex trafficking rings, it is our job to make sure they don't get no more of us on our watch. I don't care if people fall out with you. I don't care if sometimes young people get kind of crazy. Like, I'm my own person. Insist that you know where they're going. Don't let them walk in places by themselves. People have been putting out great videos about the white vans. That's awesome too. But also check your look. Know who your friend, know who your child or friends who are there with. Don't let kids just spend the night with people and stuff like that. I'm from old school, so we could never do certain things without my mama knowing. And we couldn't go with people we didn't know. And even if you have extended family, because I know we've come through the crack era, and so what we know is homes have been kind of broken up. But I believe in community, and I don't think there's ever been a time in this here America where black folks just had like the Cosby Show feel or whatever. You know what I mean? We have always, since coming over here through enslavement, that wherever we ended up, we took care of each other. And I'm asking you all to look out for each other. A young brother did a post I'm going to share. It was just really simple. And he said, if you really want to man up, you know, you get up in the morning and make sure young people get to where they got to go at school. When I was coming up in North Philadelphia and when I would walk to school, we always had adults on the corners everywhere making sure we all got to the school. You don't need a big grant for that. You don't need, you know, a big celebrity to remind us how great we really are. It's nice when they do it. I'm just saying no disrespect. But what I know is that what black people have always had was each other. And so all of these black girls and women being missing, this says something about us as a community. Because when it's over for her, it's over for all of us. There was a really good article that came out. And the article talked about the death rate of black women going up. And it's getting higher and higher and higher. And I thought to myself, and I'm sharing this article, let me tell you what some of the causes are. It says black women basically, our homicide rate is higher than any other group, you know, and part of that, so for black women, we know that our homicide rate is getting higher. And why am I tagging this into black girls and women being missing? Because some of this stuff, y'all, has to do with how we treat each other. And I know this is not what people want to hear, because we always want to kind of take the blame off the person and put it on, off the society and put it on the person. But it's our job to protect our women and girls. It says 5.75% of black women die of gunshot wounds. 98% of homicidal partners, regardless of race or method used to kill women, were men. So we're saying that a lot of women who are murdered by men. And a large number of those men are black. And this is, if you're not a murderer, if you don't kill women, you shouldn't be bothered by this. But if you do, goddamn it, we got to put eyes on you. Because I think there's some strong linkages here. Over 50% of women ages 18 to 44 are either pregnant or recently had a baby. But black women had the highest rate with 18.6%. This is them talking about our homicide rate, y'all. We got to look at this. And black women are more likely to be killed by an acquaintance, with 29% compared to 14% for white women. So that means we get killed twice as much as other groups. And you're probably saying, Ro, why is that important? You know why this is important? Because we got too many goddamn black women and girls that are missing. That's why it's important. That's why we have to make it a priority. That's why we can't do this. I don't want you to look at these faces of these black women that are missing right now. That's why we can't stand here and sleep on the process. We can't even afford to be sleeping on the process. We gotta really be out there looking out for our people. We gotta do it. We can't make up excuses that put us back to sleep. It says a lot about a race of people now that don't really give a damn where their people are. It says a lot about us. You know, it says, I always say, people who think they want to join being a woman, look at these goddamn stats of us. We are the least protected, the least comforted, the least valued. You know, it don't matter how much hair, lipstick, weave, and shit you buy. None of that matters. We are going missing out here. And we're constantly being devalued. I watched the guy cast the other day, and I love me some Godfrey, but he was saying some woman kind of went off on it. He said he thanked God that it was a black woman because nobody values her anyway. And as much as I like Godfrey, I had to be honest, I didn't take it personal. I just know there's a truth in there. As you see me flashing all of these black girls and women across the screen, this says something about us and how we see our women and how they're not valued, how we don't make space for them, how some of us can go missing. 75,000 black girls and women missing. That says something, y'all, about us. That says something about our nation. No longer can we sit there and blame other communities when we know we can do better as a community. You know, so gone are the days of us just sitting by and be like, oh well. Ain't no oh well. We are oh well. Because if we don't look out for our own, y'all, that says a lot about us, how we think about ourselves, how we feel about ourselves. So family, I know I gave y'all a lot. I'm always going to highlight every Monday. I would try to do it every day if I could. But this needs to be in the forefront of our minds. Because as a black girl and woman, you're not even protected from people in your own community. See, I don't necessarily think there's some mad scientists out there you know, like Jakub or some crap like that, that's sitting up there kidnapping black girls and women. I think we got to look at a lot of our people ain't coming back because they have been slaughtered. They have been killed. I think there's some linkages in there. I do. But just because somebody says, hey, they're harvesting organs or this sex trafficking, all of that is real. But what would our reply be? What are we going to do? Are we going to be vigilant? Are we going to make sure people get to school and from? Are we going to take some discipline with our kids and be like, hell no? No, you cannot go. I don't know your friends. No, you can't hang out at the mall. No, I need to meet your friends. Do I need to go volunteer at your damn school? Parents, guardians, aunties, uncles, you know, we may have to go and be in these classrooms on a for real basis and volunteer. Just don't send your kid to pop-ups and shit like that. Go pop up with them, you know. Look at your village. Take stock of your village. See, I always listen to how people support predator behavior. I listen for those people. I watch the relationships. I watch how comfortable people are with girls. I watch how we condone predator behavior and inappropriate behavior. I watch how we don't support, you know, our girls when we see them changing or even stop to ask them, hey, what's going on here? We see questionable behavior and we don't say anything. See, I don't know about you, but I'm really tired of having to work with grown women who had shit happen to them when they was a teen and nobody said shit. Because you was worried about somebody with a penis not liking you or giving you comfort anymore or company. See, if we're going to make better adults, we have to make better children. We have to give them our time and our effort and stop closing a blind eye to when we know that something isn't right. And I'm telling y'all, we should all feel some way that we have 75,000 black girls and women missing. And I wonder in that number, how many of them now are deceased? I don't know about y'all, but I'm sick of this shit. I feel like there's a quiet war happening. And because it ain't knocked on your door yet, you feel like this shit don't impact you. You should check it. This is the mother of civilization. This is the person who births us all. And if something's wrong with her, that means that there is something wrong with us. Sorry about that pause. And we should care. We should care. So family, please share this video. Please share this video. These are our babies. Protect them. For if one of us is missing, we all go and find that one. Those ones. There's something happening in our society. And it has speeded up its agenda against us. We cannot let that happen, family. We must get up and fight as our ancestors did. We must make sure that our children are protected. And just don't wait for it to knock on your door. Be vigilant now. Be accountable to each other now. And with that, family, I'm going to say good evening, peace and blessings.